Hi, it's Vanessa Wada from vanessawadard.com, and I'm really excited to bring here today and introduce you to a very special guest. This is Deana Christofferson, and she's been in the fitness and health industry for nearly 20 years, and so she has a lot of insight, and I know that she could share a lot of great information for you all. So thank you for coming.
I'm excited.
And, I'm so excited to have you here. So I know you've been in the fitness industry for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of experience. So as a personal trainer, what have you noticed in terms of nutrition and exercise with some of your clients?
Well, nutrition's everything. I mean, if you don't have proper nutrition, you can't perform. That's the fuel that runs the engine. You know, as we metabolize our food, we are understanding more and more that that energy, that nutrition that comes in has got to be high octane fuel in order to perform as an athlete. And I know when I first started 18, 20 years ago, people didn't understand the concept that fuel that we were eating was so important. They were eating hamburgers and french fries and anything that they wanted. Well, calories are calories.
Right.
I just need fuel to burn. It doesn't matter where that fuel's coming from. It was just there to burn. And of course what we've learned is that in order to have this high octane fuel, we've really got to have this fuel coming from fruits and vegetables. That's the primary source of food, and then also the healthy proteins. Whether you're a vegan or a vegetarian, we've got to be real selective on where our protein sources are coming from as well. And there's something that I recently learned, well, probably about the last 3 or 4 years, called exercise-induced oxidative stress. And especially for athletes, because we are going, and we're performing, whether it's on a bike, whether we're running, we're swimming, or a triathlete, marathon runner, or just a weekend warrior. You know, we are burning fuel for energy. And if we're burning that high octane fuel, we're going to limit the amount of damage that's going to destroy our cells. Because by eating these fruits and vegetables, it's going to give us those antioxidants. More of us have heard that word, anti meaning against oxidation. So if we're getting antioxidants really only from fruits and vegetables, we're going to give the body the tools it needs to repair that cell damage that comes just by breathing in air, just by metabolizing our food. And as an athlete, we know, what are we taking more in? Air. We're oxidizing more, and what are we doing? We're eating more fuel, which is also creating more of these damaged cells. So we've got to replenish the damage that we're doing as an athlete by eating those fruits and vegetables to give us those antioxidants so we aren't going to get that disease. You know, exercise is so critically important, we know, for health, cardiovascular function, for muscle, for bone, all of those things. Mental health is very important for. But if more athletes can understand that this whole idea of fruits and vegetables giving us the protection, that's really what protects us the most, I think that we won't find as many people who run a marathon and then have a cold the next day. That's really common after a major event, a triathlete, a marathon runner. So often they complain about the fact that after they did that endurance, whatever vigorous exercise it was, they're getting sick after that because the immune system has been so compromised by this extra oxidative stress. And fruits and vegetables are the only thing that's going to help you eliminate that.
Yeah, that's really true. You know, fruits and vegetables are the only thing that have antioxidants. You can't get it from any other food. Not protein, not meat, not dairy, not fats. It's just fruits and vegetables.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's destroying those free radicals. Now, in terms of protein, what do you recommend for protein sources?
Well, I'm not a vegan. I'm striving. It's hard, but certainly when I do eat protein sources, I'm very selective. I don't eat red meat because it's very difficult to get a good source of red meat. I've recently come into contact with a gentleman that has organic grass-fed beef, no hormones, no antibiotics. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and eat a lot of it, but because it's a better source of red meat. Again, you've got your saturated fats, of course, so it's limited. It's limited. I do eat chicken, but it's always organic. It's not what one of my friends calls mystery chicken. So when I go out to a restaurant, I always order vegan. I go vegetarian because I never know where it's coming from. If I order fish though, it'll usually be wild salmon. I don't go with farm raised ever. So I always ask, is it wild salmon? And if it's wild, I'll eat it. Halibut is another really good source. The smaller the fish, the better. So when you're eating tuna, like ahi, it's a big fish, so the chances of mercury. I mean, it's sad in this day and time that we have to think about stuff like that, but that's the reality of it. And of course, if we're gonna go the vegan route, we've got tofu, we've got edamame, but always organic, because that's some of the most genetically modified is the soy.
Right.
So we've got to make sure if it's organic, it's not going to be genetically modified. Of course, we've got beans, nuts, seeds, legumes. I mean, one of my favorite things to eat, especially in the wintertime, is to make lentil soups, bean soups. And I'll throw a whole bunch of vegetables in there. So I'm getting really all food groups in that soup. And I'll also have it with a big salad. So I'm getting lots of vegetables in that meal. It tastes good, it's lean, because I'm not using the meat in it. I love vegetarian soup. So I do a lot of smoothies as well, where I can get lean sources of protein in my smoothies. I get more, I put not tuna, I put spinach or beet tops, kale in my smoothies, frozen fruit. I use something called Juice Plus Complete in my smoothie mix because that gives me soy protein, garbanzo beans, I've got a complete amino acid blend. So I'm getting everything that I need because I'm not a breakfast eater. I just don't get an appetite in the morning, and I know a lot of people out there don't have an appetite. So I can do a smoothie. I really recommend smoothies for people that are on the go. They're grabbing that bagel or that cup of coffee if they're lucky. I'm like, make a smoothie. You can get 3, 4, 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in by making a smoothie. And like I said, it's easy. I know people who throw in garbanzo beans as well. You can throw that into the smoothie. So, it's kind of being creative and taking a little time of planning. And my feeling is the best fast food out there is a banana. It's an apple. You peel an orange. Yes, the best fast food there is.
That's my fast food.
I know.
Carry it with me in my bag.
Nuts. Got a bag of nuts.
Yeah. It doesn't really perish. You just stick it in there and it'll last all day. You don't have to refrigerate it or anything.